I was gonna say it looks highly doubtful I can fly the drone today because it's raining, but it looks like it's stopped at this moment. So maybe I'll try to capture some stuff quickly now first. Clouds in the mountain actually looks super cool. It actually looks a lot better during the winter, I've noticed last time, when all the mountains have the snow for the contrast. Alright, some quick captures there. Some of the clouds look really cool, how fast they were actually floating in the background. I was trying to catch up on some of the tech news and stuff like that with the drones. I read this one here. It said Amazon makes Cambridge heart of Alexa and drone innovation with new offices. It says Amazon has reiterated its commitment to the UK by opening a new so-called development center in the heart of Cambridge. 3 stories of premium office space housing 400 employees dedicated to research for products from Amazon's AI assistant Alexa, the brave new field of prime air drone deliveries. I can only imagine this will be good for people in the drone industry, correct? Like at least there in the UK, it will speed up the tech innovation. At the same time, it will probably speed up the adoption rate and as well the hysteria. The more people see them in their everyday life, the sooner everyone can get over the fact that they're all weapons and stuff like that, in my opinion anyways. I'm guessing rules and regulations has a lot to do with it on why they want to set shop there. So it's kind of interesting reading this one here. It said drone industry needs regulations, and it says unlike many industries, drone pilots are hungry for government regulations, an expert said. I was like, what, really? And apparently the justification for that opinion, it says here, we want some regulation on everybody else driving on the streets, right? Said Sharon Rosmark, founder and CEO of advocacy organization Women and Drones. We want some regulations on everybody who's flying in our national airspace. Now from what I gather, this is more of a, I guess, commercial kind of mindset. They even say here, you might say, I'm flying as a hobbyist, but if you hit somebody, your drone drops out of the sky, you'll want insurance, she said. Again, it's basically as a way to say, what are you gonna do if something goes wrong? So you guys should have insurance, I guess, just like a car and all that. Again, in my opinion, I'm not against things for regulations and all that, as long as it makes sense. But somebody flying though, like say, I don't know, $50 toy drone in the park needing $100,000 liability insurance? No, I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense. It reminds me of this old TED Talk video I saw a long time ago. It was about drones and how this guy that wanted to fly a drone had to get all these pilot license and knowledge, and he was even kind of, I guess in a way, joking how he had to teach his son to fly this little dinky toy drone, and you need all that requirement. Like again, there needs to be a balance between clearly, like say, commercial, recreational, and in terms of what type of drone you're actually flying and how. Is there actually anyone here that actually really wants like the regulations to come through like in some form or manner, because in a sense you would say we actually need it? I've actually never heard of anyone say that, at least here anyways. I do think more education is needed, but that's different than regulation. Like for example, teaching people where to fly, how to fly, encourage them to get more practice. That's different between saying, like for example, you always have to stay away from XXX this and that just because there's a chance of something happening. I mean, like that, it's a little different. That's why this one kind of interests me. It said DJI asks for Transport Canada's help with future drone pilot tests. So to my understanding here, it says basically what they want to do is in the DJI Go app, I guess they want to have some sort of multiple choice question or something like that, where when a guy starts it up, they have to correctly answer these questions, I guess, before the app starts. Makes me wonder, do you think stuff like this is actually effective, or do you think that's kind of dumb in many ways? While in some sense, I guess it could be good, in another sense, I guess it comes back to that topic of maybe some drone manufacturers are doing too much in terms of trying to restrict people. Although I can see why a company would do this. I guess it would put them in a better light with the regulatory people and all that. I just know for me, for flying a drone, I've been doing it for about a year now. It's about the practice. If you really want people to be safe, give people places to fly where they can practice it. Okay, the rain's coming down again, so out comes the umbrella. The last thing that I read was kind of interesting without all this drone registration rules and all that stuff, like with the US recently. It made me wonder to look it up to see if anything's new for people's opinions. But then I saw this site. It was something about, what is this? federaldroneregistration.com. And at first glance, when I looked at it, you'd think it was like the official site or something like that to register your drone, but apparently it's not. I did see the one from the US before, and that one has like a government address as well. And to my understanding, it only costs about $5 to do it, as a lot of you guys mentioned, which isn't too bad. And so when I saw this site, I can easily see how people would confuse this one as an actual official one. And apparently they charge you $25 to get your drone registered. Now, to my understanding, what they do is they offer a quote service where you fill in your details on their site, and I guess they fill in the stuff on that site like for you for that fee. I was like, what? You can't really call it a scam, I guess, because on their facts and stuff they do say, for example, it says, does federaldroneregistration.com work on behalf or are we affiliated with the FAA? And it says no, their site is an independent site that is no way affiliated with the FAA or the US government. We are not the FAA's contract drone registration site. But when they say things like, for example, we help to simplify the FAA's drone registration process, I'm like, how hard is it? You go to their site and you fill in the form. Isn't this making it more complex and potentially, I guess, risky where you're giving someone else your information and everything like that too? And for their sales pitch, it even says here for the question, I heard the FAA drone registration costs $5. Why are you charging $24.99 for your services? And they say, our drone fee starts at $24.99. If you're looking for the $5 registration fee where you don't get additional services or labels, you should try the FAA.gov website directly, as they have a separate website dedicated strictly to drone registrations. Well, it makes me wonder, isn't that what they're doing anyways? When you fill in the information, they go through the website? Because it says they're not affiliated with the government and stuff in any way, so don't they have to do the process just like everyone else? And for me, just the wording, like even on the front, I can see how people can confuse this as the official way. So just putting it out there for people in the US, you can just go directly to the US site to my understanding. Probably have to look out for things like that in Canada when stuff like that starts popping up. Holy cow, it's raining really hard now. All right, here's the footage that I captured today. Actually, kind of made me wonder if there are places I can fly with more obstacles and stuff like that, just to get some of the neat shots. All right, see you guys later.